Alright, Slime Beast, you gotta keep this video short, okay? Short and to the point. You can't make another hour-and-a-half long video where people are gonna lose interest. They're gonna think you're a giant windbag, even more so than you actually are. Well, alright, that sounds good, but if you want a short video, why have this intro where you're talking to yourself? And this seems like a pointless waste of time. Like, you could already be talking about what the topic of the video is without this part where you're, like, you know, trying to tell yourself to keep the video short. It's counterproductive, is what I'm getting at here. Alright, shut up. Alright, everybody, so I just wanted to give you a quick update. Jonah Bear, the person behind that creepypasta podcast where they have white savior complexes and decide that they're going to speak for everybody about what they should or shouldn't be offended by. Yeah, Jonah Bear responded to some comments about what this person has said on their podcast, and boy howdy, if you thought they'd back down on any of the insane bullshit they said, nobody thought that. Okay, you all knew they wouldn't, you know, back down at all. I gotcha. In fact, yes, as you have already guessed, Jonah Bear has doubled down and is insisting even more that they are correct, even though they are demonstrably wrong and stupid and ugly and smelly, as I covered in my previous video. Okay, we're getting off track. Keep the video short. First thing to note is that, yes, I did leave a comment on the video originally, before I even listened to the podcast, saying, boy, this sounded like it was going to be very interesting. In fact, I ended it with, oh lord, here we go again. So yes, I did comment on the initial video I found talking about the podcast, and what do you think happened after I left that comment? That's right! Jonah Bear immediately hid me from the channel so that my comments don't show up. This is in an incognito browser that shows what it looks like for other people who are other than me, because I'm not currently logged in on the incognito browser tab. So yeah, immediately, Jonah Bear, so sure of his position, so confident, that he hid my comments immediately, even though I didn't say anything incendiary to start off with. That really proves that you're correct, doesn't it? So in order to keep this short, as I mentioned, here are some greatest hits from Jonah Bear's idiotic comments. I don't think we ever said that not wanting your story to be read is hurting other authors. Uh-oh, cue the clip.
It's like, by having your own website where you post your own thing and saying, like, don't read my thing, it's like, fine, whatever. But you are not creating that opportunity for other people if you care so much about other writers, you know?
Yeah.
Then we've got this gem in the same comment. You can't really consider yourself a crusader for the rights of independent horror writers the way Slime Beast and most of his ardent supporters bill him. When have I ever billed myself as a crusader for the rights of independent horror writers? I'm a crusader for my own rights. I defend my own rights. And if somebody comes to me complaining about somebody violating their rights or whatever, I'll help them out. Never have I billed myself as a crusader for the rights of independent horror writers. Oh, Jonah Bear. Oh, Jonah Bear. Good God. I think a more fitting name would be Jonah Snake. But you're not a snake that's too long. You're a tiny little cowardly one that hides under a rock. Then the non-stop, uninformed idiocy continues with, unless you're actually doing things for those small writers in your community. I guess trying to make several websites for creators to post their work for critique and just to get them out there, out of my own pocket, spending money out of my own pocket to do that, setting up a Discord server for writers to post their creative work and artists to post their creative work too. You know, and all this other stuff that I've tried to set up over the years, and stuff I have set up over the years, I guess that doesn't exist, because Jonah Bear has closed his eyes and put his little paws over them, and is just content to wallow in stupidity, and presumably a full diaper because he strikes me as the type. Not fostering creativity and not having spaces for creators, Jonah Bear said about the person who owns the creepypasta subreddit. Alright, then Care Bear continues by saying that one of the things I should be doing is supporting zines and readers who pay for works. Oh man, how many of you can, just right now, how many of you can discount this lie right away without me even explaining it? Supporting zines and readers who pay for works. I literally have worked with more readers than I have a problem with. I have a problem with, like, Mr. Creepypasta and Creeps McPasta, I think, if I remember correctly. That's two people. Meanwhile, I've worked with so many fucking people and given permission to so many people and had, business transactions with so many people who are, other readers who are doing things that aren't shitty and presumably aren't pedophiles who groom their fans like Mr. Creepypasta and Creeps McPasta have done in the past. Then JB says, it's also overall bad for an artist community to think of everything in terms of profit. First of all, that's your opinion. Second of all, give any kind of statistics or data backing up the idea that it's bad for an artist community to think in terms of profit. Show me any evidence of this, other than your personal gut feeling in your weak little chicken guts. Alright, now that we've moved past the fact that you can't support this claim at all, secondarily, I don't think of it in terms of profit. I don't charge for my stories. I post them out for free. I eventually put things on Patreon because people were, wantonly using my work and stealing it, so I figured the only way I could do that was to sort of put a gate there. But, yeah, I don't think of everything in terms of profit. I still post stories up for free. Not everything is on Patreon behind a wall. Usually it's stuff I don't think anybody's going to steal. It just is interesting how Jonah Bear is such a deceptive little fucker that he will put out statements like this, presuming to be psychic and to know what's in my head. Like, I think of everything in terms of profit. Again, if I did that, I never would have posted Abandoned by Disney and all the other shitty stories for free. I wouldn't have done that. I would have said, it's $5 to read my wonderful story that everyone loves. Then Dumbo Dummy Dumpface says, I think it's uncharitable to frame every single pasta reader as money-hungry. Alright, multiple things to take apart in this lie. First of all, let me just address the first part of this about being uncharitable. It's funny to see Jonah Bear talking about being uncharitable after he just made a podcast calling somebody a Nazi, calling somebody a racist, calling somebody a bigot and a homophobe and all that, for absolutely no reason. Based on nothing. This idiot is going to talk about what's uncharitable. Alright, secondarily, framing every single pasta reader as money-hungry. As I said in the past, I've worked with many more people than I don't like, and I don't like two of them. Creeps McPasta and Mr. Creepypasta. So every single pasta reader. I'm on a podcast with two pasta readers. I was previously on a podcast with other pasta readers. I'm friends with these pasta readers. The fuck is wrong with you, you dumb fuck? I work for pasta readers. Like, people can hire me and commission, stories. Plus, I don't think I ever said that Mr. Creepypasta or Creeps McPasta were quote-unquote money-hungry. I think that they're just lazy. I think that they don't get permission for what they use. I think they're thieves. They're content thieves. Now, Jonah Bear would probably say, if you're calling them thieves, then you're calling them money-hungry. But people can steal things other than money, dumb fuck. If you're stealing a story because you want to grow your channel and you want to grow your business and you want to grow your, bank account, that doesn't make you specifically money-hungry. That makes you somebody who wants to take the easy route to funding their life. To, paying for their house, paying for their food, paying for this, paying for that. I don't think Jonah Bear understands, though. I don't think Jonah Bear is even watching this. I don't think Jonah Bear watches anything other than his own fart bubbles rise out of the grimy bathwater he later drinks. Alright, let's move on to another comment here. We're going to flash through this. We're going to go really quick. There's a part here where Jonah says that No Sleep has rules about creators' rights because of the history you and your fans have shown of harassing creators who read your work. Okay, what creators, dumb fuck? What creators? You gonna say Mr. Creepypasta? You gonna say one name, and yet you're saying creators? Are you gonna say one person from 2012 that I had a private email conversation with? Someone who tried to tell me that I didn't own my stories because everything posted on the internet is public domain? Is that gonna be the one person you cite when you say creators, plural? You absolute fucking liar. Plus, how do you know any of this? I would assume that you would have to be told personally by a creepypasta reader, as you put it, a narrator, that they've gotten harassment from me and from people who follow me. I've never heard of any of this. Maybe you could tell me who these people are. I could kick them out of my community. Oh, you can't? Because there's nobody, and you actually don't know. Oh, okay. Okay, Jonah Bear. Alright. Don't worry. Here are your crayons, here's your little blanket. Go sit on your playmat in the corner. You can make up your own little fantasy world over there. Alright, then we got this gem. You have a vanity website where you post your stories. Okay, using the term vanity website to make it sound like I'm egotistical. Cool. I just have a website. That's a funny way of putting it. Vanity website. Now, possibly what you mean is a vanity URL, like a vanity address. Vanity address is like bit.ly or youtu.be. You know, vanity websites are addresses where the address spells out the name. So if I were to have a vanity website, it would be sli.me. Don't go there. I don't know what's there. So yeah, this is incorrect usage of the term vanity website, specifically just to make it sound like I'm an egomaniac. Next, we have more high schoolish mean girling in the idea that I host an increasingly small group of friends. People are just leaving left and right. People are rapidly leaving my group of friends. Yeah. I don't know what this comes from. It just is made up on the spot by this Jonah Bear person because, I don't know. Should I show my Discord? Is that like am I doxing anybody by showing it? I don't know. Let's take a look. Look at this shit. Okay. This is my increasingly small group of friends that I host. We'll show the offline people too. Now granted, I don't share this Discord around very much. It's in like the descriptions of my videos. But other than that, I don't share this around very much because I don't want to be mobbed by a bunch of random weirdos, like random people. But I think this is pretty good otherwise. I think this is a pretty good number of people. Even if you don't share it around, or even if you want to look at a small group of close-knit people or whatever. I think this is pretty cool. We got regular discussion. There's things that I haven't even checked here. Things going on all the time. Unlike your podcast, and unlike anything you run, Jonah Bear, which is empty and devoid of anyone's interest. By the way, when I parted ways with, Nightmind, as an example, I stopped being cordial with Nightmind. I stopped being an associate of his in terms of podcasts, and Nightmind was cut out of my life. You know who wasn't cut out of my life? Everyone else in that fucking friend group. The two people I do a podcast with. The people I used to do a podcast with. All of those people remained in my social circle, except for Nightmind. Now, take a guess about how many of those people cut Nightmind out of their lives as well. You'd be correct if you said every single one of them. Every single one of them dropped Nightmind like a hot sack of potatoes, and it was for different reasons, too. Other things he did. So yeah, who has the ever-shrinking circle of friends? I think that might be your senpai. Alright, then we get to the really good part here. Jonah Bear says, "You respond to even the mildest of teasing, as my cohorts and I did in this podcast, by blah 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 blah. The mildest of teasing, you literally called me a racist, homophobic Nazi. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Maybe you don't remember things you say. Maybe you black out and say insane bullshit and then upload it later for some reason. The mildest of teasing. Literally called me a racist. Fuck you, you disingenuous prick." Alright, we're drawing this to a close when Shitlips says, "What we disagree with is your conduct and your dogshit politics. You don't know anything about my politics, and you don't know anything about my conduct, obviously, because you've said a bunch of shit that doesn't ring true. You have nothing to point to back up any of your claims. You disagree with my politics. Show me where. Show me where I've expressed my politics. And I'm not talking about Abandoned by Disney, where you made up an entire subtext based on your own paranoid bullshit. I ain't talking about your delusions. Show me anywhere I've discussed politics that you disagree with. We're both liberals. I think we both probably agree on more than we disagree on. But yeah, you also disagree with my conduct, which means you don't like the fact that Nightmind, Mr. Creepypasta, and your other senpais fucked around and found out. Because make no mistake, every single one of those motherfuckers started shit. Bogleech started shit. Nightmind started shit. Nick's Fears started shit. Mr. Creepypasta, Creeps McPasta, started shit. Boy, Creeps McPasta sure did start some shit in 2012 when he groomed a 12-year-old. Holy fuck, Jonah. Whose side are you on here? Good lord. Anyway, there's more stuff where Jonah goes into this hyperbole, like saying that I consider people using my story as a violation of my human rights, or blah blah blah. Then Jonah Bear says, I'm going to block you now because you're annoying and I have editing to do. Good work editing your piece of shit podcast nobody will care about after this fucking video. Alright, was that video short enough for you? Did I get that in under the wire? Is that okay? Oh yeah. That's fine. Under half hour. I guess that is pretty brief for you, Slime Beast. Less than 30 minutes. But yeah, you did a good job. Good video, good points, good all around. But you know that Jonah Bear is going to say that you disagreeing with him makes you anti-LGBTQ. Oh fuck, not again!